Welcome back once again to Spirituality with a Spin. I am Ryan Keys, your host. I just got goosebumps. Today's topic is going to be about waking up, becoming conscious. Part of that consciousness, part of that waking up process is about acknowledgement. So what I would like to do right now is I would like to acknowledge those of you that are courageous, that stand up for your beliefs in the face of adversity. For those of you that have a relentless belief in an idea that you hold true. For those of you that are learning to love the person that you see every day in the mirror. I'm reminded by this child movie, this fantasy movie. See if you can figure it out. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest soul of all? When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Yesterday, I was processing things. 2017 is the year of open doors, of opportunity, of seed planting, of harvest preparation, cultivation. The first year of the 9-year cycle. But that also means that it's the hardest, toughest year. It's the backbreaking year. The year that you have to till your earth. The year you have to dig in deep and break up that rock-laden soil that has prevented a seed from taking root. Do you feel me? I always say this, but I'll say it again. Let me reiterate this. Place, class, money, stature, looks don't give you an advantage when it comes to seeing yourself. Do you understand what I mean by saying that? The man that pulls up next to you in a Bentley, or the man that sits down next to you with a Rolex, or the woman that shows up with a beautiful, expensive Armani dress, or when you're driving down the highway and you look up back in a hillside and you see a huge house, or when you're on an airplane and you walk through first class and you see these people laid out and stretched out, or when you turn on the TV and you see buffoons everywhere, incapable of consciousness, running our lives, making our policies, making the world's laws, keeping us pressed down, confused, scared. None of that, not even the fear, comes face to face with you when you look in the mirror and you begin to see yourself. For you are not this body. Got chills again. Oh, that's those good time goosebumps. Whoa. Oh, that went all the way up my back. Oh, sweet Lord. You are not this body. You are a being. And as a being, you have chose to be here. You have not chose to be in the past. You have not chose to be in the present. You have committed to a linear line drawn in the sands of time that says today, my friend. It says today. So do not let man's trickery prevent you from being in the present. Do not let that which has been brought to you and dropped off at your doorstep and sold to you as a bill of goods make you fumble the ball headed into the future. Do not let the fingers of fate, of another person's concept of who you are, what you are, and where you came from, press you down and keep you in the past. You are not a button. You are a being. Remove that tension. Remove that chain. I believe in being here. Yesterday for me was a tough day because this is a year of open doors, a year of opportunity, but what the good time gurus, as I call them, will not tell you. The year of opening a door means you got to step 1 foot out of it and walk into the unknown. Bone chilling. The good time gurus will not tell you planting those seeds for this 9-year cycle is going to be backbreaking and laborious and monotonous, and it's going to feel as if it's repetitious, and you're going to still feel like you're doing a lot of work and not getting many places. Because it's about breaking up the soil. The self. Your self is the soil. You got to fracture it, break it down, soften it. You've been hardened by the past. You have been hardened by people's ideologies that have confined you into a cage of their creation. And you are not anyone's creation. You are a co-creative being created in the likeness and the image of a divine source. Do not see a separation in this source. Do not feel a separation in this path. Do not let the aftermath of someone else's selfishness design your serenity for today. Take safety in knowing that every second is a new second and every opportunity opens now. You're going to hear this phrase a lot. I have to thank one of my wonderful, amazing friends that is through the internet, that is an amazing creative being. He gave me this. Well, he didn't give it to me, but he gave me a word to throw into my phrase. Do not think that you will get a for better or for worse without being your best first. He added the best part. So let's break that down. Do not believe that you will be in a better or for worse without being your best first. Only your best is good enough, because only your best is what exists inside of you. You have been sold a big bundle of lies that has told you you are not good, you are not ready, you are not your best. You have allowed them to scare you. You have allowed them to dare you. You have allowed them to create this separation of source. And it is by no fault of yours, because many of the things they offer up are very addictive, very stylish, very seductive, right? I have to admit, there's nothing more delicious than sitting down for a basket of McDonald's fries. Come on, salty. They know just what to give you. It's like the crack cocaine of carbohydrates. What does it perpetuate? Something dead inside. Consuming something that is dead. That is so dead that they need to laden it with salt and fat just to keep it fresh. Then your body emulates this. Because no one is telling us, no one is assuring us, no one is letting us know. You are what you eat, you are what you see, you are what you say, you are what you read, you are what you do. This is a battle. This is a battle to be here in the now. It is not a song and dance. It is not something that's going to be easy to be here in the moment. To be source, sitting inside of self, seeking source in the daily existence is a struggle because nobody wants you to do it. They're counting on you that you don't. Because the moment you wake up, the moment you realize you are a being that has gravity, you are a being of longevity, of immortality, of elegance, of immense amounts of consciousness. Just like they stole the history from the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Indians. Oh no, aliens built those pyramids. We're all aliens. We've all come to this planet. None of us belonged here. This planet was just fine before we got here. And when we got here, we were intelligent. We were smart. The indigenous peoples were brilliant. They built structures that are beyond the concept of even what we can do today. And they did it back then because they were smart. Smarter than we are now. Why? Because they didn't believe in the scarcity. They didn't believe in the falsehoods. They didn't allow this hierarchy of people to decommission their greatness. They understood they were a being of the stars. They understood that their blood pulsated source. They understood that when they dig their fingers and toes down into the sand and into the soil, they are connected to this immense amounts of power and nature. They understood when I consume fresh, vital water into a being that is nothing more than a glass holding the river of life itself, I want to nurture that. I don't want to destroy it. Spiritual spanking time. That's right. So how do we get out of this? You got to start looking at your true reflection. You got to start seeing yourself. Look past the masks. I have to tear off a mask every day because you wake up with conditioning from when we're little bitty babies. They're hoping we stay little bitty babies because then they can monopolize us. Then they can take us and use us like big beef batteries. We're like batteries full of blood that give them energy. We're hemorrhaging hallelujahs for them. Silently. Because we've lived in a place of scarcity. We live in a place of lack. Now, many of you have latched on to this concept and are growing phenomenally and are growing leaps and bounds, and you are beginning to realize and understand where you're at may not be who you are. Let me repeat that. Where you're at may not be who you are. Because where you're at could be a product of what you thought you were and that lie that you believed about yourself that has been sold to you since birth. Right? You don't need a white picket fence, 2 cars, 2 kids, and a house with columns on the porch to be happy. Oh, hell no. And you know what? The world is waking up. The world is waking up because many people are not seeking the same thing. We have digital nomads abundantly wandering the world looking. And do you know what? That's what we are. We are eternal, ethereal explorers. We explore the inside, the outside. We grow from the inside, outside in. We are a loop. We are a cycle. We're like a big, delicious donut of life. That's right. We're wrapped around. We're this inside-outside coil that coils back in on itself. Like the Ouroboros. The circle of life. Whenever you hear that song, do you get a little zip in your step? The circle of life. Yeah, Lion King. Okay, I'll buy that one. I like Lion King. When he holds up that little lion on the top of that pinnacle and the sun opens up, do you know that's you? That's your greatness inside. You're a spirit. You are such a great piece of source. You are able to segment yourself out of the source, out of the big bulk of things, out of the ethereal energetic field, separate, come here involve yourself in a vessel and experience this life in a three-dimensional plane as it exists, and then coexist with all the other pieces of yourself that are source, that are soul contracts, so that you could experience this thing called life. That electric word, life. It means forever, and that's a mighty long time. And I'm here to tell you that Prince was a mastermind. Come on, let me give you... Makes me want to growl. Makes me want to just stand up and yell. Do you have a sound? Do you have a sound? If you don't have a sound, get your ass a sound. Get yourself a growl. I want you to get a sound inside that echoes your being. We are not going to sit idly by any longer. We are going to take our beingness back. Being one, but being all, being many, being true to where we come from, and that is source. Source is not separate from itself. You are not in a state of scarcity. You are not in a state of lack. You are not imperfect. You are not something that you are not supposed to be. Where you're at right now is where you wanted to be. You've designed it. Now let me tell you, the reason why your experience isn't going quite as juicy as it could is because you're not adhering to the principles of which will propel you to stay in the present. Consciousness, being mindful, being aware, many moments, many meditations, nudging yourself into the now, understanding the qualities that are necessary. What I see is me. What I eat is me. What I do is me. What I read is me. Who I see is me. What I touch is me. Give me a delicious mango, and I feel like I'm a man on top of the world. Why? Because I'm eating the bread of life. A mango is like manna from heaven, baby. When you incorporate something that's life-giving, full of this juicy energy, explosions inside. There's a great quote by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I know but one freedom, and that is the freedom of mind. Mind over matter. Matter is the mind. Create what you want, baby. Yeah. How can I be mindful? How can I get up and get out of this muck, this mud? Well, number one, a lotus grows from the dirtiest, stagnant mud in the world and comes up as a beautiful flower and floats above everything. So do not think that where you come from and what you've done and who you were is going to hold you back from who you are now. Every day's a new day. Every day's a different day. You wake up a different you, so do it differently today and get your shit done. Don't keep doing yesterday, right? Don't keep rolling back through on rewind. Hit play. All you got to do is hit play. Don't keep rewinding. Don't keep fast forwarding. Hit play, sit back and enjoy. First, you got to calm down your mind. You have to transition from being unconscious to conscious, right? So that means you got to learn how to breathe. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Nah, you already know how to breathe. You got to learn what breath means. You got to learn what the breath means to the body, to the being. Breath is the gateway of life. It is consuming this all-giving essence, a chemical compound that will ecstatic and electrify your insides and keep you propelling forward. So if you appreciate the breath you breathe, take a minute to be here in the now, to be in a moment of mindfulness. You begin to be aware. We walk through life too clueless of what's happening around us. We walk through life thinking about things that don't matter. Going to college doesn't mean you're going to get a career. Hello. You can go to all school in the world. Doesn't mean it's going to get you to a successful place. You can have all the knowledge you want and not know a damn thing about life. Right? So it's a transition of becoming conscious, because having all the education is like facts that are just scattered about the earth. Putting it into application, now that is consciousness. right? Because in the physical life of yours, you're in constant movement. Energy moves. You have to get up. If you don't get up, you die. If you don't move, your body degrades. Can I get an amen, please? Have a sense of being alive. Have a sense of vitality. This is your tribe. This is your channel. This is your life. This is our being. We're being one group, one goal, oriented around one thing. That is to electrify the pants off of you, people. Come on. We can't do this by ourselves. We need you on board. Everybody, every being that is here is part of all of us, and all of us need to wake the hell up. And stop allowing these people to rule us, to dominate us, to convince us that we are cut off from the source. Big blue ball floating around in the middle of nothing. Come on. Kiss my ass. Sweet Lord. I am a magnificent, manifested being of light that came from a divine source. That same source that I saw on the other side when I had that life cut. When I crossed over and experienced a near-death experience. And then I can tell you what that was, a monumental moment in my life that has propelled me up until this point. It changed everything about who I am. Did it allow me to overnight become a monk? No. Did it allow me overnight to become this wonderful human being that changed the world every moment of my life? No. Why? The same reason when I woke up yesterday, I felt cut off and a little depressed and a little bit disconnected, and I felt like, woe is me. I don't think I can do a show today because I'm listening to the lies. The lies I tell myself, the lies other people tell themselves. I'm listening, and I'm losing. I'm listening, and I'm losing because I'm listening to the lies. You know what lies are? Lies are labels in disguise. Don't look towards labels. Look towards learning. Look towards giving. Look towards growth. Start seeing your life like you're planting a seed, and you got to cultivate that until it becomes something that you can eat, and it will make you full. Because no movement is equal to death. Living itself is a verb. It is an evolution of love, an evolution of life. You want a twin flame, you want a soulmate, you want a life partner. Don't keep sitting in the past, because the person you are can't do that. Because those are positive, proactive verbs. Loving, living, learning. Why used to love? Used to. That's past tense. Be in the present tense. Come on. Come on. Come back. Come back. Come back. Stop letting them steal from you. You didn't evolve from a creature from the mud. If you do, why in the hell are you here? Because you won't be looking for something that is extraneous from yourself, like a twin flame. If you believe it, if you feel it, if you know that something is there that is beyond this transition, you know you're divine. And that's the first layer of fertilizer you add into your soil, is the ideology that you know you are something more. Right? And remember, less is more. Don't confuse yourself with all of these crazy concepts. Just look for love, love yourself, look for the truth inside. Like Miguel Ruiz says, be impeccable with your word. Don't have a lot of expectations in life. Don't allow someone to steal your sunshine. And remember that you've been asleep for a long-ass time, and now you're starting to wake up. All of us are starting to wake up. We've been walking around dazed and confused because we were drugged. We were drugged by food, by frequency, by drugs in general. We were drugged by concepts, by TV, by marketing. Not anymore. We're standing up. We're waking up. You've got people like Ram Dass that came forward that kept teaching us. Alan Watts kept teaching us. Wayne Dyer kept teaching us. Okay. Well, now is the age of new gurus. The can-do guru. The you can do it guru. We need a combination of determination meets foundation. We had all the men of the 70s and the 80s and the 90s that provided us a foundation of elevation where we can see the rational concepts of how to express ourselves, how to become ourselves, and why. Now you got to get those people that are going to help you do it. The get-it-done gurus is what we need. If you find a get-it-done guru, you go and you get it done with them. And that get-it-done guru is going to stand side by side with you, marching straight ahead into the moment right now with you. Whenever you fall back into tomorrow, they're going to grab your hand, pull you back to today. Whenever you fall back into the past, they're going to pull you back into the present. We need to be present, people, fully conscious. You want to wake up, you want inner wholeness, you want a balanced body, balanced mind. The balance starts by being here. Not there, not then, not when. Here, here. Deconstruct everything that you know. Deconstruct everything that you knew. Deconstruct everything that you want to know. And only know what you do know, and that's about now. Right now, positive, moving forward. If you fail, keep moving forward. If you fall, get up, keep moving forward. Understand what you are what you eat, you are what you see, you are what you do, you are what you read, you are what you say. If you can understand those 5 things, you are what you eat, you are what you see, you are what you hear, you are what you say, you are what you do. Those 5 things will keep you present, mindful, in the moment. If you know that those things are things you have control over, to be here in the moment. Those are the 5 magical phrases that keep you here, planted, in the moment, moving forward, in the moment, moving forward. Don't let fear pull you back to the past. Don't let this anxiety move you to the future. So you fear you're going to be dysfunctional. So what? We're all dysfunctional because we're not functioning in a place where we were designed to be. We came straight from source. We're in a body. We do come with dysfunctions because it's like trying to operate a car blind. You're going to hit a couple things, right? Yeah. So be okay with that. You don't have to do it perfect. You're not here to do it perfect. If you were, you wouldn't have come down in a body. Fear of the future. I don't care about the future. Yesterday I was caring about the future. Yesterday I was caring about, am I going to be able to get a show that you're going to enjoy, that you're going to draw from, will they like me? Will they listen to me? Bullshit. If you don't like me, if you don't listen to me, it doesn't matter as long as I'm saying what I'm saying from my heart. I can only say what I'm here to say and do what I'm here to do. And if it's not going to be something that rings true to you, then I don't know what to tell you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening to me, and I appreciate you more than anything when you're involved, when you leave comments below, when you become your own get-it-done guru. Because I can't get it done by myself. I need your help too. I need your support too. I need you to be my guru. Because we're here. We're all pieces of source. The more we band together, the more we have source in one place. More source, a bigger force. A force to reckon with. Fear of uncertainty. Well, there's one thing that's certain. If you don't do anything, it's not going to get done. Fear of being alone. Yeah, I'm afraid I'll be alone. But generally, I'm going to be alone because I designed it that way. Because I'm too freaking focused on the past, or I'm too afraid of the future. But if I just sit here in the moment and I learn and I live and I gather my source people around me, embrace them, live in a state of love, live in a state of understanding, I won't be alone. Fear of the outside world, fear of unconscious people. I'm not afraid of unconscious people. I welcome unconscious people. Come on in, baby. Come on in and sit down, man. You're unconscious. Let me talk to you. I'm going to be a witness for waking up. Hallelujah. Are you going to be a witness for waking up? Give me some talk down below. Shout it out to the world. Are you going to be a go-to, get-it-done guru? Are you going to be a witness for waking up? If you are, damn it, say it. Express it. Don't sit idly by. Don't. Be involved. This is a call to action, not just to freaking subscribe and like. This is a call to action. What you say becomes so. So say it below. I'm fired up. I am fired up. Fear of being different. Oh, please tell me I'm different. Please tell me I'm not like anybody else. don't want to be just like anybody else. I want to be me, because that's why I came down from my goodness, my godness, into this moment, into this vessel, to be in this moment with you guys. I came here to be this person. I hope I'm different. I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to be a Pink Floyd robot. Fear of losing past identity. Please let me lose my past identity. I only want to be present identity, because my past is always different from who I am now, because I woke up differently. I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to see it differently. I'm going to say it differently, because if I don't, I'm not living a conscious life. The moment I see myself only being in the past, I'm living unconscious. And then I'm stuck. And then I have a fear of being stuck. Whoa! Are you afraid of negativity? Are you afraid of suppressed emotions? Are you afraid of this negative energy overrunning you? Well, then run your little ass right now. Run into the present. You know all these twin flame situations, you know why people are running and chasing? You're either chasing tomorrow or you're running from yesterday. Come on. Let's be real. In any relationship, friend, foe, whatever it is, you only run because you're afraid. You only chase because you want. And generally you want something which you probably don't believe you deserve, so you're chasing it, and you chase it away. And you run because you're afraid, because you don't believe you deserve it. Well, how about let's believe we deserve everything and start being conscious and wake the fuck up. Pardon my French. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I can't just do it elementary style. My brain has become so aware, so coursed on this machine that is surrounding us, that has made us feel that we're in this seductive state of survival. It is wrong. We're thriving beings. You're beings of boldness, of being oneness. Get your sound. That's right. And this is a process of transition. I told you 2017 is the year of planting seeds and open doors, but I told you to plant those seeds, you're going to have to break your back working, grinding the soil, fertilizing the soil, watering it when you don't see any evidence popping through that soil. You got to keep working. 2017 is the year of open doors and the year of opportunity and the year of planting seeds, but is the year of putting that shit on the grindstone and getting to work. And that probably just really registered on the microphone, and I'm sorry if it's too loud. Am I too loud for you? I am awake. It's like waking up a sleeping bear. I am not going to go out with my tail tucked between my legs and my head held down and my bangs covering my eyes. I was that boy through high school. I was that boy in the beginning that ran, and I will not run anymore. You stand with me, and I will stand until the day we can't stand anymore. Believe it. Become your best self. We are waking up. This is a consciousness. This is a consciousness. It's a consciousness. Don't be afraid of self-discovery. Understand your identity, your individuality. You can do anything you set your mind through. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is short of magical and miracle. Just make it happen right now. Don't allow people to put you in a state of delusion. Don't allow people to decide what you can do and what you can't do. You can do whatever you want. Understanding your limitations. Knowing what you can do and can't do is only starting with you. You are an individual. You are a beautiful soul, a creation of the higher, divine purpose, a source. Let me love you. Love me. Let us love each other. Let's cultivate that self-love. So the next time you talk to me and you hear me, hear the singing of the source that is between all of us. Mirror, mirror on the wall, we are all one. Peace, light, and love. And you're damn straight I'm seeing all of you on the other side.